Today we're going to learn the halacha of if a chai noisa es atzma. There's a shaila if people, when there's no eruv and they want to take out the baby, if there is a heter to take out the baby, mitzad should be otzov achnosef. There's no eruv. Why? Because there's a svara. We know there's such a expression by Chazal. A chai noisa es atzma. Somebody is alive. He's carrying himself. So if he's carrying himself, I'm not carrying him. So that's what it's known. So people, somebody called me with this shaila. He says, we could bank on this halacha. So if that's the case, if somebody is alive, he's carrying himself. You could carry a person, a baby, even there's no eruv. You should be allowed to do that. So here is I'm going to cover a little bit different gemaras on this, just to understand this halacha and see what you're allowed, what you're not allowed to do. First of all, it's Masechet Shabbos Daf Tzadik Gimel Amud Beis in the Mishnah. It says like this. I'm just reading the part that's nagea to us. Hamoitzi esachai b'mitom potur. If you take somebody alive with a bed, like would be the baby, with the carriage, you will be potur. Afalamito. Not only you potur on the baby, you also potur on the carriage. Why? Shamito tefeilalai. Mainly you need the baby, the bed over here, the carriage, it's secondary to the baby, so you potter. From this Mishnah Mashma, so because Achainas as Atzmoi, you should be allowed to take the baby out even if there's no Eruv. The Lashon of Rashi, V'chai l'mechayav alo tzoosa, you're not chayav on the hitzah of the chai of the baby. Do mekel atzmoy v'noisa etz atzmoy. Since he's alive, he's a little bit carrying himself. Somebody is alive. That's why the Gemara talks also about if Chaz v'sholom somebody moitzeis a meis, it's a different halacha because the meis is not noisa etz atzmoy. The chai is something in him that his chayus that he's a little bit makes it easy to carry the chai. So according to this b'pashtus, that would be allowed to. Now the Gemara says on this like this, on this Mishnah. Lema masnisin Rav Nosson he, v'lo Rabbanon. This only das yochid Rav Nosson. It's not Rabbanon. The Tanya is a brayse. Hamoitzi behem chaya v'oif l'shus harabim. If you take out carrying, again, moitzi we're talking about you carrying them. Behem chaya v'oif animals or birds to l'shus harabim. Ben chayim ben shechutim, whether they're alive or you already shechted them. Chayo. That's chachamim. Rav Nosson Omer al shechutin chayav. If they're not alive, you're chayav. Val chayin potur shachayin noises atzmoy. So lichoyre, our Mishnah, it's Rav Nosson das yochid, because Rabbanon says by the behemoths, you chayav whether it's alive or dead. The Gemara answers, amarove afilu tema Rabbanon. No, our Mishnah could go even according to Rabbanon. Al kochel oplige Rabban wel der Rabnos ela behemo chayo v'oif de mesharvete nafshayu. The argument of Rabbanon and Rav Nosson, if you're allowed to carry the chai in and out of different domains, it's only by behemo, animals or birds, because over there they're trying constantly to pull out of the authority of the owner, and they're making even not only the same weight they have, they even make him a greater weight, because they're fighting to go down, to go out. So the male over there, that's what they causing you that load. That's the hitzov achnosef. That's what Rav Chachamim not maskim if the animal it's alive you potur, because they say no, the animal constantly fighting to get out of the hands of the owner to go down, and they're causing more weight. Aval odom chai, when there's a person, a human being, noises atzmoi. He's not trying to give you a hard time to get out of your hand like the baby. Adrabah, because his chai is noises atzmo, he's carrying a little bit himself. I feel Rabbanon moidu. According to Rava, even Chachamim maskim that you could carry the baby out. The of this Mishnah Mashma, you would be allowed to do that. However, it's not so posh. First of all, you could say right now already, the Lashon of the Mishnah over here, Moitzi Esachai B'mita Potur, that we know there's three kolim in Masechet Shabbos. Either it's Mutar Legamre, either it's Osur Legamre and Chayav Chatos, and Potur, it's Osur Aval Potur. osur midrabanan, aber potter midaraisa. If somebody would do that, there's not besam English, would be potter from chatos, but lemaisa midrabanan, they would not allow him lekula alvas. And that's the you could say, we're going to see soon, this is the final pshat according to the Gemaras. Now there's another Gemara in Shabbos, Daf Kuf Chav Ches Amud Beis. It says over there like this: Isha medado as bno, a woman allowed to help her child. Medado meaning he should walk, and as Rashi says, she is a chazdo b'zro'osav me'achorov. She's holding to him from his back, meaning she's like a real drive. She's like pushing him, a little bit helping him. And he, because of the support of the mother, he could go by himself. So the Gemara says the Mishnah says of here, Isha Madado is bno. Rabbi Yehuda explains, when she could help a little bit the baby to walk, just again not carrying him, just to support him to walk on its own. Bershus harabim, when you noitel achas umaniach achas, when he could pick up one foot and leave one foot down. Avalimoyo goirer also, but if you have to schlep him, the both feet on the ground, that would be carrying, that would be osur. So you see from here, from this Mishnah, the only heter Chazal giving us, it's only if he could walk on its own. If it's a baby in a carriage, that would be osur. And that's the Gemara says later on, you're allowed to do the same thing with behem chayav b'chotzer, meaning it's not Reshus Harabim. Avalo Reshus Harabim, v'isha medado is no Reshus Harabim and so b'chotzer. So only thing you're allowed to do Reshus Harabim, or go one domain to another, is to help the baby to walk on its own. To carry him l'chora mashma, it would be osur. Okay, that's another Mishnah, clarifies the previous Mishnah. Then there is another Mishnah. There's another that was Daf. Yeah, it's right there. Daf Kuf Mem Aleph Amud Beit. There's a Mishnah. Noitel Odom as benoi va'even b'yodoi. You're allowed to pick up your son, and the son holding to a stone. The stone you would not be allowed to pick it up on Shabbos, it would be muktzeh. But you picking up the son has a muktzeh on him, you could pick him up. Then the Gemara says on this, Amar Rove, hoitzi tinok chai. If you took a tinok, over there, the Mishnah you could say talks about the inyanim of muktzeh. But now we're talking about if you, Amar Rove, hoitzi tinok chai, you're taking him out from one domain to another. The kis tolu b'tzavoroi, and he is carrying, it's hanging on him, some kind of thing is carrying with him on his neck. Chayom mishum kis, and the baby you potur, and the kis you chayom. The Gemara, that's what Rava says. Mashma from here so far that you would be allowed to take in and out of different domains a baby. Not just helping him, but mamash pick him up, because achayim says atzma. V'lichayev, the Gemara question Rava, v'lichayev na mishum tinoik. Why is potter on the tinoik? Rava kerav notzon svirele domar achayim says atzmoi. So from L'choira, we're going back now. Mashma, Rav Nosson says achayim says atzma, v'nat and not rabbonon. Either way, however you learn, even according whether we say it's only the halacha of Rav Nosson, that's Yochid, or we're going to say it's like Rabbanon also masking with him, it's only the gabe potur v'chayov. If you potur with the raisa from chatos, lemaise, and that's also with Rabbanon for sure. If the baby does not walk by himself, you just could support him. That's potter. Now there is the Tosfos makes it a little bit clearer why take what would be the heter if somebody could walk, it would be potter. Achai noises atzma. Koisus in Erum and Dafzadik Zayin and Beis. Says achai b'mito potter v'im toima nisha achai noises atzmoy lehevek mozeh yochol v'zeh no yochol. The yochol chayov. If two people take something on Shabbos out, and one could do it by himself, and the other cannot do it by himself. So the one could do it, he's chayav. The one couldn't do it is potter, because he's not helping anything of it. But the one that could not do it by himself, a baby cannot carry himself. The father that carries him, he should be chayav l'choyra. So he says, he explains all the halachas of Alamates Malachas were learned from the Mishkan, and in the Mishkan they did not carry anything alive, because even when they did the skin of the animals, they already before that they were slaughtered. And even the chilozon, where they took the tcheles, it said they took before they carried it, they took immediately the blood of the chilozon while it's alive, because then the blood is a little bit of the chilozon, it's clearer, it's more shiny. So because in the Mishkan there was no noise chai, they didn't carry anything alive in the Mishkan, Memele, there's no such a isur midaraisa. However, midrabonon, it would be osur. Now, that's also, we see the from the Rishonim, there's no, I didn't find anything on Shulchan Aruch, but from the Rishonim, we see the Lashon of the Rishonim, especially the Rambam, that's clearly. Hamoitzi, it's in Hilchos Shabbos, Perek Yutchet Halacha Tezayin. Hamoitzi behem chayav oif. Afal pi shem chayim chayav. And the behem of oif, even though it's a chay, you chayav, as we explained, because they're trying they're trying to get out of your authority, and they make themselves heavier. That's the load you're carrying. Aval odom chai and a masoy. A person that's alive, he's not a load. V'imo yokofus ochoyle, if he was strapped or he was sick, he couldn't walk. Hamoitzi oiso chayav. That's chayav. Look at the lashon of the Rambam. He doesn't say mutter. He just says it's not a load. By the behemoth, chayav by a person is not a load. Mashma, it's only potter, but it's osur. But then he says like this: Va'isha medado es beno bezman shnoitel achas maniach achas. You see clear over here. Only the woman allowed to do just to support him to walk on its own, to carry him. Mashma, definitely osur. So halacha l'maaseh, if there's no eruv, a person cannot carry a baby in the carriage. That would be potter if he did it midaraisa, but that's osur midrabanan. And the only time what you could do with the baby, if you could walk on its own, you could a little bit not schlep him, help him to walk on its own, when you could pick up one foot, put one foot. But if there's no eruv and the baby cannot walk, either you're schlepping him or carrying him in a carriage, that would be potter midoraisa, but osur midrabanan.